Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Rome 2 Siege action. We have a 3v3 for you here at Athens. This one is actually one of my own. Played this one, I think last month, not too long ago, and it's a doozy. So, let's go over the players in the field of battle quickly, go over army comps, and then we'll get right into it. We'll start with the defenders. So defending, we have Spicewan Bruce playing as Sparta, myself playing as Nabatea, and Imperio TV playing as Bactria. Attacking, we have JD Williams 197 playing as Iceni, Austin Mink 561 playing as Rome, and then Redman playing as Seleucid. I screwed that up, didn't I? It's all right. I didn't screw up who's playing who. I screwed up who I was looking at as I said that. Anyway, so we'll start with the attackers, and then we will get into the defenders. Rome is bringing. We have 4 units of Syrian archers, 1 Balearic slinger. We have a general's bodyguard, backline of gold chevroned Evocati cohort, more Evocati cohort, and then just a lot of Evocati cohort. If I remember correctly, this is a pretty high funds game. So let's take a look at it. 77, 60, and 78. So that's kind of scary. Evocati cohort right off the bat is a scary unit to deal with. So I am kind of surprised though that he didn't actually bring at least one Praetorian or Praetorian guard, but it is what it is. Seleucid is rocking. We have Hellenic Cataphracts, 4 units of Persian light archers. Was actually pretty surprising to me since we did have the funds to afford something a little bit better. Silver shield and thorax swords, of course. We have some Thurio spears, and then I believe he spent money on silver shield pikes, royal peltists, and that's about it. And then Iceni is bringing, of course, we have Britain slingers. We have 2 units of chariots, heroic nobles, painted ones, gold chevron painted ones, in fact, druidic nobles. He does have a big old ballista boy, sword band, and more heroic nobles just across the board. Lots of heroic nobles. And some more painted ones. Now, Sparta is bringing. We have 2 units of Spartan hoplites right over here. We have some more Royal Spartans, Rhodian slingers, and then I believe 3 Cretans, if I remember correctly. Yep. Spartan hoplites, Royal Spartans, Spartan hoplites, 2 Spartan pikes, and then over here we have the Royal Spartans, 2 triple silver chevrons, and then 1 Royal Spartan as his general. Bactria is bringing. We have Bactrian Royal Guard, 2 thorax pike, or I think maybe he brought 1 thorax pike actually. Lots of Bactrian Royal Guard, thorax pike. Oh yeah, 2. Okay, 2 Bactrian Royal Guard. We have 3 Syrians. I don't think he has a 4th archer. No, he does. Right up here, mercenary Syrian archers, and then that would mean that one of these. There we go. Elite Persians. Basically the exact same thing as Syrian archers, just not as good armor. And then a front line of thorax swords. Myself, I am bringing, we're all tucked away in here nice and neat, 4 Nabatean heavy archers. We have a handful of Rakim Palace Guard. As you can see, like I said, it was a pretty high funds game, so I managed to bring 5 of them. 2 Nabatean thorax pikes way back over here. And then we have a mix of Nabatean swordsmen and axe warriors who are all double silver chevroned up. And then we got a little onager boy right here ready to pounce on the attacking infantrymen. Rules for this were just 1, 2, 4. There was nothing else. No restriction on deployables or... I don't think they said Grand Jesus, Sally sells she shells by the seashore. Grand campaign only. Hooray, I said it correctly. So I did layer this wall right here with some sharpstone beds. Usually if I do bring deployables, the only thing I ever bring is this, because I feel like while they do, they impede you a little bit, it's not so annoying that it makes the game less fun. I will say this: I believe Sparta was the one who was hosting this game. Sparta also made some choice decisions in this that we will see soon enough. Bactria also held on for as long as he possibly could. So, 54 minutes, 46 seconds on the clock. Let's get her underway. So, Sparta holding the gates. I think he was new. Either he was new or he just never played a lot of siege battles. Because it's just... I mean, his army wasn't really spread out as much as we were setting everything up. I couldn't really tell where he was going because he had units over here and units over here. Initially, I was going to try and take on Iceni because I figured that I would be able to get rid of them pretty quickly. I mean, let's take a look at these heroic nobles, right? So, heroic nobles, 43, 45, 69, and 75. And then my double chevroned up 45, 53, and 59. And then 42, 56, and 43. So I was fairly confident that I would have been able to take on Iceni and manhandle them pretty well. And my plan was, if it had ended up this way, that I was going to try and get rid of Iceni as quickly as possible and then shift and go and help my allies. But then I saw how Sparta was set up. And he did not really move any of his troops. You can see now he's kind of starting to scramble a little bit. So I said, no, I can't let this stand. So I picked Seleucid to go after, and well, we'll see how this goes. But they are moving on up, getting ready to attack. Ooh, pardon me. Stayed up a little bit last night playing Destiny 2. Did the Deepstone Crypt raid. Finished it off actually last night. Oh, that's right. Sparta did bring Cab as well. This is also what made me think that Sparta didn't play a lot of siege battles, because I felt like he had a very land battle-esque build going on. But, I mean, going into this, even like once the match actually started and got underway, I pretty much knew that at some point we were going to have to fall back because there was just going to be no stopping. I mean, these two right here, Rome and Seleucid. I mean, Seleucid coming in with thorax swords and silver shield swordsmen. No bueno. Right? So they're coming in. My onager, I'm like kind of moving it around. I think it was taken. Actually, it's hidden. Really? How is that hidden? Oh, just because of the walls, actually. What am I talking about? But yeah, I'm moving him back a little bit, trying to get him a little bit further away so he's not going to be in direct line of fire of anything, but still close enough that I can just whiff shots right into Seleucid's attacking force. Iceni finally making their way up here. Sparta just, and I'm not trying to be mean here, but not really understanding the assignment all that much. I mean, honestly, he would have been better off if he had come back a little bit further. I mean, you know, usually a good place to hold here is, you know, right here, because you can get them in a nice little pocket. You only really have to worry about them going this way. But that was not the case. I will say this too. Seleucid does drop. I'm going to try and pinpoint when that happens and let you in on a little bit more info after we do notice that he drops. So, walls coming down. Iceni's making their way. Sparta's Citizen Cab over here just kind of sitting, not really doing anything. I mean, again, I don't know why he brought these. Not exactly the best choice to go with, but here we are. Lucid finally coming on in. Sparta moved up some of his hoplites, then he decided to pull them back. Not really sure why. More of the walls are going to be coming down. We will see some shots. I think, did they not have? I thought that they did have a artillery unit, but I guess not. It's just Iceni. Iceni's not firing. Well, he fired some shots. He got 14 kills so far. But yeah, this is going to be a tough fight for Sparta. Nothing yet from Seleucid. Now, the whole reason why I have this staggered like this is so that as these troops come in and they walk across all this, right, they'll get caught up on it. And then they'll get caught up on the sharp stone beds, and then some of the unit will get on this open ground. They'll be able to move forward, and they'll get caught up, and then they'll be able to move forward, and they'll get caught up. And the idea is to create like a trickle effect to kind of disperse the unit itself. So here we can see they're getting stuck, taking a lot of jabby fire, and they're moving in. And they're just going to charge right on in. Honestly, I probably should have counter-charged right off the bat, since, I mean, the Silver Shield Swordsman get a pretty good charge bonus. It's not great, but ain't terrible. But Axe Warrior's already losing pretty good, whiffing some shots here, not really making the, not really getting the best of shots. Not terrible either, but it was difficult. As I was zoomed in, some of the trees were obstructing my view, so it was tough to really aim and see what I was firing at. Meanwhile, over here, Sparta just really shoving his men on up there. I'm surprised that they actually didn't lose anything, but here they are. Actually, I don't know if this is... Can you get through here because of the trees? I'm almost positive that all the way over here, if you knock down these walls, I don't think you can get through the trees. I could be mistaken, though. But, oh, tough break. They did actually glitched out on them here, so they weren't able to knock down this wall, so it actually kind of works out in favor of Sparta. But now they also can't traverse this way either. So, meanwhile, over here, Nabatean Axe Warriors naturally not doing that great against Thorax Swords and Silver Shield Swordsmen. Actually, these guys are winning, which is... I don't know how or why. Actually, no, I do know why. Melee attacks a lot better, surprisingly, than the Silver Shield Swords. Silver Shield Swordsmen aren't the greatest unit. They're not terrific. I'm also getting shots in on the side of them with my Nabatean Heavy Archers, so we're getting some good volleys off. What would have been nice is if Sparta had decided to move some units over and up here, right? And then he could have, if he had blocked off, say, like right here with one of his hoplite units, and then he could have brought around one of his Cretan archers, or I could have even have brought around one of my Nabatean Heavy Archers right into this section right here, fired right into the back of these units right here, and that would have been just, you know, chef's kiss. But neither here nor there. 50 kills so far for the Eastern Onager. And Iceni is just kind of hanging out, waiting, biding his time, not really doing much of anything. He is going to mount the wall here, which not really necessarily the best of ideas, just because there's only one way down. You can't go this way. You've cut off your way of egress down off these stairs over here. And now you're just going to get him stuck right here. I think. I'm almost positive he does dismount here. Meanwhile, they are picking up this battering ram, sword band. So, I mean, his Spartan hoplites are just going to hang out right here for the moment. Right now, Silver Shield Swordsmen are breaking. We have over here some Evocati cohort who are doing actually pretty terrible against the Thorax Swords. They're losing pretty badly. I'm trying to get some shots off into the side of this Silver Shield Swordsman unit because they have kind of bypassed my Nabatean Axe Warriors. It sort of pulled through there. I wish I had noticed that, actually. I'm just noticing it now. So yeah, now I'm just firing right into them. But look at this. Rome's getting some nice shots in on my swordsman. And that's going to be super detrimental in the long run as he's pouring in more and more of his troops. Really hammering away at the Royal Peltis. Those guys I want to try and get out of there as quickly as possible. And Nabatean Axe Warrior unit is losing naturally. Only 79 kills, and they're gone. And it's gone. So Iceni's still just kind of hanging out, not really doing much of anything. Again, this is not necessarily a bad idea or a terrible idea. It can work, delaying your attack. especially against these guys. These Rhodian slingers are just slinging away. And yeah, this just solidifies it for me that Sparta was new. I mean, they only have 2 kills and they're just wasting ammo because most of it is hitting the front of this tortoise. Meanwhile, over here, front line is kind of crumbling. We are holding on mildly, but not terrific. Meanwhile, I have my archers up over here just trying to help Bactria out as much as I possibly can, firing into the sides of the avocado cohort. Onager is still firing up to 131 kills, trying to really just whittle down Seleucid as much as I possibly can. And I'm getting to the point, too, where I know that this front line is going to fall. So I'm trying not to hit my own troops, but if I do end up doing that, it's not that big of a deal. So really at this point, all that these guys have to do, all that my front line has to do is just hold for as long as they possibly can as I get off as many shots as I possibly can with my Onager to try and just absolutely shred Seleucid so he doesn't have much of attacking force after the fact. Iceni still just kind of hanging out. Rome is in here. He's really doing a number on Bactria over here, managing to get around the wings and get in here. Sparta, though, managing to get his citizen cav over here pretty much unnoticed until the last minute. Decides to charge them into the rear of these units. Honestly, I think it would have been better if he had just kept going and charged after the archers. That would have been a better choice, but now these, I mean, they just get swarmed and then absolutely slaughtered. So it is unfortunate. And then they were winning for a half a second. They got that charge bonus off, even though it's not much of anything. I mean, 28, it's not terrific, it's not terrible. But now, yeah, these guys are just going to start to lose horrifically. Seleucid, in the meantime, again, looks like he might have pulled through a wee bit. Don't remember if that did or did not happen. I moved up some of my Rakim Palace Guard. I did pull my Onager crew off because they were taking shots. I forget if it was from the Persian Light Archers or if it was even from Bactria's Ballista. But then I moved them back to get them back on there so I could try and fire in as much as I possibly could. Moving forward, one of my Rakim Palace Guards to lock into place these Silver Shield Swordsmen. Keep in mind the Rakim Palace Guard do have a pretty decent charge bonus, 30. So, definitely a good idea for me to get them in there, try and hold them down as much as I could. Meanwhile, I'm pulling back my archers, and still with these guys, actually they might be out of ammo. 183 kills, so not bad. And then, yeah, there goes, like, the rest of my front line. So now it's time to pull back. It is time to fall back as quickly as humanly possible. I got the charge off with the one Rakim Palace Guard. They got 5 kills, and now it's just, it's time. It's time. These guys are in melee. They're losing decisively. Naturally, that is what's happening. But apparently it does not appear that Sparta noticed. I'm almost positive that I did say that it's time we should fall back. I tried to tell Sparta that. I'm pretty sure I did. But Sparta just kind of is in his own fantasy world. Oh, you can charge through here. Interesting. So I wonder if you can actually charge through the other side too. Let me know in the comments if you know that or not. Meanwhile, they also both forgot to move both of their wall artilleries. I think Bactria was a little new as well. So there's that. Iceni over here still just kind of hanging on, not really doing much of anything. He's moving over another tortoise. I'm not sure if this one actually breaks or not, or if he actually gets it through. But now they're knocking down the gate. Seleucid over here is inside completely. Tried to save this Nabatean Axe Warrior, but they just kept on getting caught, so I just charged them right back in, just to hold up these troops so they couldn't get any closer. And then, yeah, we're falling back. Mercenary Syrian Archers finally falling back as well. And these thorax swords are gone. But I gotta admit, the thorax swords did a pretty good job of holding on and holding back the Avocati cohort initially. And still, Iceni is not doing much of anything. But again, this is not necessarily detrimental to the attacker's cause, because now Sparta is completely left alone. Looks like now he's actually starting to realize that he has to fall back, but he's only moving back 2 of his units. At this point, I know for a fact that I was pinging this location right here because Seleucid has these troops that could just charge right into his archers and not paying attention. I mean, he has his one of cataphracts that could charge in here and just do an absolute number. What these guys are actually firing at, I'm not sure. It seems like they're probably firing at the sword band that's now retreating. More of the wall has come down over here. Actually, going to end up killing some of his own troops. I guess he doesn't care all that much. Now he's going to charge in. He actually has a nice little opening here that he can charge through and get behind. But he's going to move up some of the Spartan hoplites to plug that gap. But again, should be falling back, but we are not. Is he going to climb this tower? No. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. I know what happened here. I know what happened here. This dude loaded a preset army? A preset army. Jesus Christ, look there. It is Monday, so cut me some slack. He loaded a preset army, which included the siege equipment, but it was from a barbarian settlement one he saved. So these siege towers were not tall enough. Unreal. I did not even notice that. Alright. No wonder why he didn't get up on the wall. So, looks like maybe now Sparta is going to start to pull back a little bit. But, I mean, look at this. Iceni is full on in here. Rhodian Slingers, only 5 kills, completely out of ammo because he didn't turn off fire at will. And, yeah, they just wasted all their ammo. And an extremely expensive unit just out the window. Cretans are falling back. They did get a little beat up. At least one unit did. Rome's pouring forward. These units from Sparta are just completely cut off, and they're gone. So yeah. You know what? I should have thought of this too. You know what also makes me think that Sparta was a new player? He picked Sparta. I feel like that is a thing that happens a lot with new players, is that they either pick Rome or Sparta. Rome because it's Rome, and then Sparta because they've watched the friggin' 375 times, and they think, Spartan hoplites are the best. And, well, yeah, Sparta is a tough nut to crack. It's not the end-all, be-all. If someone's good enough with another faction, they could beat anybody else with another faction. So, there is 38 minutes left in this one, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the cool YouTube stuff. Helps out the channel. Of course, I appreciate it as well. And don't forget to check out the links in the description below. So, meanwhile, I mean, the Spartan hoplites are holding. They're doing a good job of holding back the heroic nobles. Luckily, he still has the arrow towers here to assist him in trying to chip away at these attackers. I mean, granted, one of them is losing decisively, but they're holding on. Chariots are about to come in because they have just a complete open avenue. These units are about to break. As soon as these chariots charge on in, they're probably going to shatter completely. And then we have Rome and Seleucid moving around. They're going to move around here. I have placed 2 of my Rakim Palace Guard right here in this section, far enough up so that they won't be able to start to neutralize this tower. And then my 2 pikes back here because they have these guys going to sneak around. Actually, I think this might have been when he quit the game. This is a strong possibility that Seleucid has quit the game. And he said, this is the Cliff Notes version of this. He quit the game, and right before he quit the game, he said, well, this game's over. We won this. And he quit. He left. He left. He left us? He left us? But that's not what I'm going to do. What movie is that from? What quote is that movie from? Comment it down in the comments below, and you will win 10 points. What are those 10 points good for? Absolutely nothing. But you'll still get 10 points. So, Spartan Hoplites just getting absolutely thrashed by Thurio Spear and Royal Peltis. I'm sure they're getting shot in the behind. Sparta is just... Sparta's not doing great, and that's okay. He's trying, and that's what matters. I do have my heavy archers up here because... I think it was because of the chariots. Strong possibility it was because of the chariots. So now that we're back here in our little defensive perimeter, right? I sent around this unit of Axe Warriors because they're pretty full. 123 men out of 160. I'm walking them because they are tired. I don't want them to get too exhausted. But I'm just kind of sneaking my way up here. Just waiting, trying to get up here. Hopefully going to be able to get some sneaky off on Rome, either going for his archers or his general, or even get a nice little rear charge into these Evocati cohort. Bactria, meanwhile, here going to be holding firm with his Bactrian guard. Mercenaries here and archers up to 175 or 157 kills. This Evocati cohort is getting peppered down, and hopefully they will be gone soon. Meanwhile, I still have some of my, or most of actually, I might have lost one. Nope, I have all of them. My Nabatean heavy archers, one of them did get kind of beat up a little bit, 101 kills. They still have some ammo left. And I know that I have 2 units that are, yeah, they are ready to go. Full ammo, ready to go. These guys I set right here. Oh yeah, they got beat up pretty bad too, didn't they? 45. I set these guys up right here because it is within their cone of influence, if you want to call their range. Oh, I can't actually see it. I have to hit the space bar. But they are within range here, so they're going to help the Rakim Palace Guard fend off these Evocati cohort that are going to be charging in here. Meanwhile, Seleucid and Iceni are just really finishing up against Sparta over here. A lot of cataphracts capturing the gates over here. Taking some shots, but haven't really lost anybody yet. I mean, their armor is pretty good, so they'll be able to tank most of the shots. And it had just been neutralized, so now there you have it. Didn't lose anybody, managed to capture the gates, or at least neutralize them. But because they were getting shot at so much, it just means that his health a little bit lower. So over here, I had to move up my Rakim Palace Guard because this was a nice little gap right here. I did tell Sparta to move up his units over here, but he just did not notice, so I had to go and fill this gap. I didn't really want to move my Rakim Palace Guard up here, but I had to do what I had to do. Sparta's just kind of shifting around pikemen. I think he brings his pikes over here to assist my Rakim Palace Guard. Which these guys, I mean, combat's even. They're holding off on these guys. I have them in shield screens so that bumps up their melee defense to 85, and then it bumps up their armor up to 127. There you go. You can see one of the chariots trying to be sneaky. They're moving around over here. Got my pikes into pike formation, so now that if Iceni does decide to come over here and try to be sneaky, he's going to run into a bunch of pokey-pokies. Keep in mind, too, it's tough to see, but at least one of these pikes are hidden. Both were at one point, but now it's just the one. Rome has moved forward enough that it can actually see this this unit of pikemen, which actually, yeah, I guess that tracks, right? You can see the ass end of them. But yeah, so now we're just kind of holding the line. We are getting shot at over here, at least we were, down to 150 men. And now we're just kind of peppering down Rome's units over here while getting shot at by the Syrians. Chariots over here charging into Sparta, and yeah, Sparta's just gone. They don't exist anymore. I'm out of coffee. That's disappointing. So now it's just, it's wait, right? Now it's just brace and hold against wave after wave of attacking opponent. Still just trying to be sneaky over here. I am running them now. Because now I'm just, alright, I'm wasting too much time here. I got to get these guys over here and maybe try and do something. Because they still have Syrians over here. Rome has moved away a lot of his units. And, I mean, this guy's out and all by himself, facing the opposite direction of where I'm going to be coming from. So I want to try and get, because he still has at least full or more than half jabbies left. So I want to get him over here to try and get some jabbies in, get a nice little charge off, because they do get frenzy charged. Pretty nice charge bonus too. Well, 20. Not great, but with the charge bonus, or with the ability, it makes it a little bit better. So over here, I had Sparta come on up. If I remember correctly, I asked him to move. It's here, Sparta up here. I don't think he actually understood the assignment, though, now that I think about it. Nabatean archers are moving forward. They're out of ammo, so I'm going to charge them forward. And I think I actually charged them forward and then wrapped them around. And then here comes the chariots. They're going to come right into these guys. I mean, he probably thought that he was getting something here. Little did he know, though, that he wasn't getting nothing. Nothing. It was a hollow victory that meant nothing. So yeah, so while he is going to rack up the kills here, it's not really, you know what I mean? Like, now the chariots have been drawn out, so we can actually focus these guys down. Not that they are getting shot at, but also charge them into these archers so that they would stop firing for a minute, just to give us a little bit of a reprieve and to free us up from getting shot at. So, over here, again, these guys also out of ammo, I believe. Only 41 kills, which is severely disappointing. But there we have it. I think that I start pulling back. Yeah, I start pulling back the Rakim Palace Guard, too, because I think, you know, Rome most likely had his attack order on my Rakim Palace Guard, so I pull them back so that they will engage more heavily with the Spartan pikes, because the pikes weren't actually attacking anybody. And then he pulls his pikes back, right? So these guys still have ammo. Let's see, 59, 123. These guys are out. I think the rest of his archers are actually out of ammo as well. The slingers still have some. No, the slingers are out as well. Oh no, I'm sorry. They still have ammo. Meanwhile, over here, these guys still moving forward. They are now seen. They were hidden, and we're going to get a nice little charge off on Rome here. Here we go. Big old jabby throw, and then we're just going to charge right on in. There we go. I really, really need to remember to change that keybind, but I keep forgetting because of who I am as a person. So we got a nice little charge off on them. Managed to get rid of, I think they had 10 men left, or 150 men, so we got rid of 10, so that works. Now I'm going to move forward and try and actually tie down, or actually no, where was I trying to go? I think I was trying to go and attack these guys in the rear, but now we're going to get caught by these chariots, and they're actually going to do a number on us, and then that's just it. I tried to get them away, but there was no point, so they pull right through, do a number, we start to waver. And then I believe they start to just continue to go right around. But they're going to start to waver as well. And then, yeah, these guys are out. 71 kills. They did their due diligence. Actually, no, he's going to come back around and charge right back into me. R.I.P. Nabatean Axe Warriors. You will never be forgotten. Meanwhile, over here, Cretan archers in the mix with the Rakim Palace Guard. 3 of them now. Mostly because he pulled his pikes away completely, and he's not going to re-engage them either, which is just really annoying. So yeah, still at this point, I think Seleucid is in the once we see Seleucid start to make some like weird moves and stuff, then we'll know for certain. Over here, we have some Thurio Spears who have just been fighting these guys for 29 hoplites against 93 Thurio Spears, and they've been going for a while now. A long, long while. Surprised that these guys haven't broken yet. And they still have this, too, that's firing for them as well. So they're definitely taking shots.
As you wish.
Now we can see a Cretan moving forward, falling back. Honestly, she could have just left them there. Now I'm pulling back my pikes solely because I know that there's nothing over here. Both chariots are over here. I brought my general and other Rakim Palace Guard over here because I saw that he was moving his chariots down this way. Got them into shield screen, and he actually pulled back just in time. I thought he was going to charge into me, and he pulled back just in time. He's going to start to worm his way around over here like this. And I'm going to start to run this Rakim Palace Guard over here as quickly as possible. These two pikes are coming over here to deny him entry this way. And then I'm moving my archers over here to fire at the chariots. I mean, chariots and cav, obviously, counter archers. But, pardon me. Archers also, in my opinion at least, counter chariots. I mean, it's just such a big target. It's like bigger even than regular cav. So, Sparta has moved up some of his heroes to Sparta, backing up Bactria in this front line. Bactria's thorax pikes are still, or at least one of them is still going, exhausted. 186 kills. They are dropping because they are getting focused down by Seleucid's Persian light archers. Britain's Iceni's slingers over here slinging away. Yeah, they are. And Bactria is just plugging up this gap as best as he possibly can without actually trying to take away anything from this front line over here. And Sparta is just, like, I don't know what Sparta was doing, man. Like, he had to have been new. And I'm not trying to... If by some chance you were watching this, Sparta, I'm not trying to be mean. If it was your first game, or your second or third, or hell, even your 10th, you're only going to get better from here. We all suck in the beginning. So, his chariots were sitting there. He only had 3 left. And then I charged them, because they were just sitting there. So I went after them, managed to get in there, and then I believe I popped the counter-cap tactics. I might be wrong. But yeah, now we're going to be able to take care of his chariots, and they are all gone. He still has 1 unit of chariots left over here, so that's a little scary. So I'm going to pull back my general again, set up another defensive line right there, and pop him in the shield screen, and then wait and hope that he actually comes after me. Meanwhile, over here, the fight against Rome is going pretty well. For the most part, it's been pretty well thwarted off. Rome doesn't really have much of anything left. He has just these handful of avocado cohorts, and then his ranged units. Oh. That is odd. He had his chariot unit over here. Was 2 of them. How did he get stuck out here, though? Interesting. Anyway, so Seleucid has managed to slip by right here. This right here is actually a gap. Managed to slip this unit of depleted Royal Peltis on through. Sparta's coming in, going to plug that gap, hopefully. Honestly, it would have been better if he had used just Spartan hoplites if he had them. But yeah, I mean, lots of arrow fire going all over the place. Sparta over here is charging these heroic nobles in the rear. They are winning. Or no, they're not in the rear. My bad. But they are winning. And Bactria is still just maintaining this line right here. Because we don't. Last thing we need is for somebody to slip through this gap that is right there. That is a gap. It's a small one, but that is a gap. That is a gap. 100%. You totally fine. Let's say this unit maybe 76. I mean, that's a little big, but still. And the Thurio Spears have one over here. Good for you guys, but you're still getting shot at. Seleucid, I think, completely forgot about that unit over there. But still, we're just kind of trying to get rid of these Avocado cohort. They are losing. It's just taking a while because these guys are gold chevroned up. So they are much more tankier, much more deadlier. Moving forward, my Nabatean heavy archers, full ammo, ready to go. Where I moved them to, I don't necessarily recall, but I'm probably looking for a good angle on one of these attacking factions. Oh, pardon me. So here's the Sparta are out. I mean, they're just out of place at the moment. But I mean, up to 132 kills. They're doing really good. Let's move forward as General 2. They're going to take on these Avocado cohort. And at this point, really, if I had the thought, I would have moved up these guys and set up a boundary like this too. But I think also that what I was afraid of was Seleucid over here. There go the Heroes of Sparta. What a waste. I mean, there's only 29 guys left and 157 kills, but even still. Rome is now starting to waver. Still, we're just kind of holding on, waiting to see what happens. Haven't deployed my pikes at all yet. And here you go. This is where Seleucid quit. He said, we got this in the bag. I don't need to play anymore. And he left. Now, I'm pausing this. Let's look at what he has left, shall we? 81-man unit of Silver Shield Swords. 153-man unit of Silver Shield Swords. 4 units of his Persian Light Archers, most of whom probably, looks like they're all out of ammo. 2 fully stacked Silver Shield Pikes. Hellenic Cataphract General down to 71 men. 61-man unit of Thurio Spear. 29-man unit of Silver Shield Swords. 76-man unit of Silver Shield Swords. Silver Shore, Shadow Shell Seashells by Seashore. 95-man unit of Royal Peltis. And then you have this 63-man unit of Thurio Spears. That's still a formidable force, considering what we have left, which is not a lot. Balance of power heavily in favor of the attackers, okay? And he decides to quit. So, Persian Light's moving on forward. They're gonna go and, I guess, attack something, probably wrap around maybe either Spartan General, or even try and come over here and take on some of my Nabatean, the Rakim Palace Guard. Little Spartan's fallen back, thankfully, so he won't get flanked. All these guys are in shield screen. Chariots decided to charge into my general, who was in shield screen, and also they have counter cav tactics, and now they're losing very badly. And you can see that he's like kind of, not that he's trying to pull through, because he wasn't. They were just continuing to move because that's just what they were doing. But yeah, these guys are dropping like flies, starting to waver, and now they're gonna break. They do end up like plowing through the rear of my men. I don't think I lose anybody from that. But yeah, now we have some more chariots moving on. Did he have 3 units of chariots? No, that's that 1 unit. Charges right in, dies immediately, and then his heroic noble general is going to come on up and try and take a piece of my Rakim Palace Guard general, who is double or triple bronze chevron. So we're ready to fucking go. We're ready to rumble. So we can see what Seleucid is doing. This is the typical shit that the computer does. I don't know why they do this, but they always go all the way to the back, and then they decide to go all over God's green earth to get to a place where they want to be. Again, he was very confident in the fact that they were going to win this. So now, Rome, for the most part, is really losing his units here now. Iceni over here, his general, is winning decisively, but and then we have these units who've managed to slip by. Where exactly, I'm not sure. Actually, right here, that's a huge gap right there that they managed to slip on by. They're going to come around, charge into the rear of my general. He is losing decisively, but I'm going to shuttle over one of my units to Rakim Palace Guard and one of my pikes. Chariots managed to sneak on by here as well, but they ended up getting killed. I think he might have actually pulled through, now that I think about it. And now we're going to start to just retract back into this area over here. So my general's hanging on for dear life. I think he actually does end up dying. But we are losing decisively. Heroic nobles, though, gone. Druidic noodle. Druidic noodles is what I just said, and from now on, that is what they're going to be known as. Druidic noodles are also losing. And you know, heroic nobles are the only ones that are doing well, and they're fighting the Rakim Palace Guard head on. So, these Rakim Palace Guard are going to clean up these Persian light archers, and once they're done and gone, we're going to... That's not what I wanted to do, silly. Get back over here. It's a very nice lighthouse, but we don't care about that. Yeah. So, I just start moving forward. They were routing, pulled forward, and then I guess they got their morale back. They're going to charge me again, but, you know, they're going to... Yeah, there they go. So now it's time to move forward, wrap around these units, encircle them, try and get rid of them as quickly as possible, because this flank right here desperately needs some sort of help. I mean, we have two Evocati cohort and a bunch of heroic nobles hammering away at the Bactrian Royal Guard and the Thorax Pikes. They need all the help that they possibly get. Meanwhile, over here, heroic nobles aren't doing too hot anymore. The Rakim Palace Guard's pulling back down to 84 men. Haven't lost my general yet. Archers here. Is it the archers there? They're firing. Are they firing? Nah, they're not firing. They still have plenty of ammo left too, though. They might have been, actually. So now these guys are going to just be held in place by the Rakim Palace Guard. They're not in shield screen yet, but yeah, they're starting to lose. And now we're just going to fall back some more. If I remember correctly, what I wanted to do was set up something like this to make him try and pick and choose who he's going to go and attack, and then if he goes and attacks head on, I can just charge right behind him. Or if he does the opposite, you know, then I can deal with it that way. Pikes are set up and ready to hold. Whatever Seleucid decides to send my way. It's important, too, to hold this as long as I possibly can, because the arrow towers, to capture them, it's not here. So I want to try and hold this line right here as long as possible, so the towers help me in trying to deal with Seleucid's forces. Meanwhile, over here, it is just running all over the place to try and get a good position on who you're trying to go after, what you're trying to attack, jockeying around pikes, hoplites, trying to catch these heroic nobles in a poor position where I can get behind them and encircle them. Meanwhile, Iceni has another unit of his heroic nobles who are fresh. I've only lost 4 men. They're going to come around and cause us quite a headache, but still just trying to push on, trying to get rid of what we can. Our general is just hanging out over here. It seems like Iceni has decided to pull back. Honestly, I don't know if he should have done that. He probably would have been better if he just kept pressing the advantage over here. Helena Cataphracts seems like they might have charged into the Thorax Pikes. The Pikes down to 155 men. 22 kills. So we're doing pretty good so far. And now Seleucid is now going to go this way. I don't know why the AI does this. It's so strange. Iceni's general, however, has not taken the bait. He's just kind of hanging out here at the moment, waiting, watching. And then we're gonna start actually firing at him. So I want to get rid of him. If I can get rid of the Iceni general, if I can kill him, that's going to take a bit of a morale hit for his men, and that's going to benefit us quite a bit. So Rakim Palace Guard, not doing too great naturally. I'm just trying to hold them in place as we try and get these guys out of here as quickly as possibly can. Last thing that I want is them to wrap around my Neptune Thorax Pikes and start to whittle away at them pretty quickly. So yeah, we're just trying to hold these guys where they are, not let them go anywhere. Seleucid's general does appear to be dead. Nope, he's not. He's still alive, but he's pretty well beat up. But here we go. There's going back the way that they came, essentially. I'm going to start to move my pikes because I know that the computer is not going to go this way. He's just full on going this way. Sparta apparently, I guess, doesn't know that that is a thing that the computer does. Bacterial Guard or Thorax Pikes rather, are starting to break. They are getting shot at by these slingers, so it's no surprise that that is happening. Meanwhile, I have my Rakim Palace Guard over here. I think I was just buffing these units as much as I possibly could. They are getting shot at now, but still, you know, over here we're still just trying to hold on to these guys. We managed to get rid of the heroic nobles over here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pikes and swing around. I'm going to try and get behind, but Iceni is on it. He sees what's going on and decides to try and deny me that flank, which, hey, I don't blame him. That's what I would have done as well. I don't want to get flanked. Meanwhile, over here, we're going to start to engage his general once again. They're taking some losses. They're losing, if only a little bit. I mean, these two units are ready to go once these guys are gone. Down to 69 men. Nice. And they are starting to waver a little bit. But still, balance of power is still in the favor of the attackers. It's anybody's game, isn't it? Oh. So now I'm over here. I'm just trying to catch these heroic nobles as best as I possibly can. I'm trying to countercharge them, hold them off, moving my Thorax Pikes over here to try and set up a little bit of a defensive line. Trying to get them over here as quickly as possible so I can hold up Seleucid, maybe catch his general out, which I don't. But managed to catch the Thurio Spears. I'm going to catch all of these Persian light archers, and the pikes are going to start to do the pokey pokey. He did, unfortunately, get into my archers over here. They still have plenty of ammo left, so it is unfortunate, but what are you going to do? Meanwhile, my general is still in combat over here, holding the line. We're doing pretty good. Managing to hold back the rest of these troops over here. Doesn't really have much. My two Rakim Palace Guard over here have been thwarted off, and now my pikes are going to get charged in the rear, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, isn't it? Over here, Silver Shield Swordsmen are taking on the Royal Spartans. It is surprising that the computer actually used some brain cells and tried to do something a little bit different. Pikes over here are poking away at the Silver Shield Swords as they're getting back up from the Arrow Tower. These Silver Shield Pikemen are going to be a little scary. I know I always say that it's a waste of money to bring them. They are, in my opinion, but they're still better than my Neptune Thorax Pikes. So, yeah, that's going to be scary. So now moving over my Rakim Palace Guard, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go and back up the Silver Shield Swords, so back them up, back up the Royal Spartans, possibly, or I think I actually, nope, yep, going to try and crack these guys as quickly as possible, because then I want the Royal Spartans over here to help me with this mess. My only regret is that there was no staircase here for me to use to get up and then wrap right around. If I could have done that, that would have been great. But going this far around would have taken up too much time. So Iceni's general is now dead. I was able to free up at least one of my Rakim Palace Guard. We're going to now charge into the heroic nobles here, tie them down, set my Rakim Palace Guard in the shield screen. Meanwhile, the pikes still going at it. More Silver Shield Pikemen coming on over here. They are getting attacked in the rear by the Royal Peltasts. Actually, no, they've turned around, and they're taking on the Royal Peltas. But now the Silver Shield Pikes are moving forward. They're going to start to poke me in the rear. So I start to pull back the Pikes to set up a new defensive line, something kind of like this, just so that I have my back to the building, and they can't really attack me all that much. Now, yeah, we're starting to waver. No surprise, especially since I moved them away, and they might break completely. Yeah, there they go, gone. Kind of wish that I still had my onager. I wish I had just kept it in the back and saved it, because I would have gotten better shots, you know, firing down this avenue. I would have been able to just tear through Seleucid and Rome, but it is what it is. What am I going to do, you know? Meanwhile, over here, Neptune Thorax Pikes holding on for dear life, doing pretty good against the Silver Shield Pikes. They are out of position. I mean, look at this. They're on an angle. Not all of their pikes are actually engaged with mine. I'm down to 99 men. They have 99 as well, but they are losing. I mean, I have to also give props to the Arrow Tower. They're doing a great job of firing away. It looks like they're actually managing to get all the way over here, too. Yeah, they're firing into the back of these pikes as well. General unit charged into the Heroic Nobles over here. We managed to free up most of the stuff over here. What's left is just a 47-man unit of Heroic Nobles and 31-man unit of Evocati Cohort. And I have faith that, or I had faith that they would be able to hold this off and not let anybody by. So I wanted to hold up these Heroic Nobles as best as I possibly could so they wouldn't get around these Rakim Palace Guard who are taking on the Royal Peltas. And now look at that. Balance of power is a little bit more in our favor. Still in the attacker's favor, though. But, hey, you never know. You never know. You never know. Silver Shield Swords just broke. Rakim Silver Shield Pikemen are now doing a little bit better against my Neptune Thorax Pikes. And Sparta is just not helping me at the moment. What are you gonna do? Royal Peltists are gone. Icini's still somehow having ammunition, which is really, I mean, good on you, dude, for missile management and being able to still have ammo and not overuse it.
As you say.
But I'm sending these guys over here because I want to get rid of these Heroic Nobles as best as I can. But now I'm sending them back over here. I want to get rid of these Silver Shield Pikes as quickly as I possibly can. Because they're going to be more detriment than this unit over here is going to be. I mean, they're down to 74 men. It's still 74 pikes. It's still scary. Not as scary as a 145-man unit of Silver Shield Pikes, though, however. Heroic Nobles are starting to lose, slowly but surely. Gotta love that shield screen. Faction Renewal Guard is starting to lose. Looks like his general is going to... There he goes. And now this avenue is free and clear for Rome and Iceni to charge on down. Royal Spartan's going to fall back. Probably, yeah, he's going to fall back. Charge into the rear of these Heroic Nobles. My general's still just holding on for your life. And now these Rakim Palace Guard are going to take on this unit. As the pikes are trying to find, or no, it's two Rakim Palace Guard. We're trying to get a decent something going on here. Trying to get around these guys any way that I can. So, but these guys are now, they're going to charge forward. Once this Heroic Noble is gone, though, it's going to free us up that we can just charge right on past the Silver Shield Pikes over here. These guys are now exhausted. I actually pulled back and reformed my line a little bit, but they're going to move forward. They're going to start to neutralize this, which is not the greatest of things. But 36 to 38. They're still going to keep on. They're going to still continue to get shot. So hopefully it'll help out quite a bit. But yeah, these guys are gonna win, I believe, if I remember correctly. The Rakim Palace Guard still, and they're starting to waver. I'm trying to get them to charge into the Heroic Nobles so they get the little boost of morale and defense. Silver Shield Pikes over here. Just hanging out. And then maybe we'll get something like this going, right? This is kind of cool. God damn it. I wanted a cool screenshot, for Christ's sakes. Can we get a cool screenshot? Probably not. All right. So Iceni, for the most part, is done for. Rome is done for. My pikes over here are done for. And now it's just time to hold off these 2 pikes. Now it's literally at this point, I guess you could say playing Ring Around the Posy and trying to get around the pikes so that we can charge into them. Charging right into the side of these pikes. Going to manage to hold them up. They're going to be out of position, not going to really be in the best of spots. I'm going to be able to chip away at them a little bit here and there. I'm going to pull back because I don't want them to poke into me. Now Sparta is going to come back and charge into the rear of them. Iceni has actually dismounted his ballista crew from his ballista. He's going to charge them up. These guys over here, 166 kills. They still have ammo. So, I mean, again, if Seleucid had stayed in the fight, I mean, the balance of power is still in their favor. It's still in their favor. We have 2 units left. They have 3. So, Royal Spartans tying down these Silver Shield pikes. Here we go. Can we get something cool here? Can we get anything cool here? I don't think so. It's okay. Minute 34 seconds left. And now we're just going to chip away at these Silver Shield pikes. It's beneficial to us that they're exhausted. I mean, so is the Royal Spartans, but at least there are more of them than my unit. I only have 27 guys, but at least they're just very tired. They're not exhausted. Now he's going to pull back. He's going to chase after these guys. Honestly, I would just leave them. They're not worth it. I'm going to pull back again. Don't want to get into any type of a fight with them. They're going to reform their lines. And then I'm going to charge the ballista crew. Imagine the ballista crew breaks my general. Fucking hilarious. And boom, charge. Getting charged on either side, but these Royal Spartans are hanging on. They're managing to win. And then that's going to be more or less it.
Organize yourselves!
Got them shield screens, so their defense is a little bit better. They'll be a little more tankier. Not really worried about the giant ballista or about the pikes since I'm attacking them in the rear, but you know, that's it. Quick pick before we stop. 5 seconds, and boom. So, what is the moral of the story? Never count your eggs before they're hatched. Hatched. All right, let's get right into it, shall we? So, Spice One Bruce. 1,839 kills. 258 for his general. Well done there. Citizen Cav not really doing great. 0 and 22. Britons, 140, 54, 118, and he did pretty good. Rhodian Slingers, though, it's just very unfortunate to see that they were firing. Not really actually hitting anything, only 11 kills. Royal Spartans, 83, 91, 91. Spartan Hoplites, 90, 37, 41, 125, 52, 42. Heroes of Sparta. Oh, he has another Royal Spartan over here. 267. Are they Royal Spartan? He only had one Heroes of Sparta unit? Oh, I thought I saw two. 159 for the Heroes of Sparta and 81 and 77 for the Spartan Pikemen. Imperio TV. I'm assuming he has a YouTube channel, so go give him some love. 2,135 kills, 169 for his general, so well done there. 187 for the Persian Lights, or Elite Persian Archers. 97, 158, and 72 for the Syrians. Bactrian Royal Guard, 186, 17, 50, and then 89. Thorax Pikes, 187 and 216. And then his Thorax Swords, 45, 95, 92, 100, 76, 82, 96, 103, and 18. Myself, 2,478 kills, 176 for my General, 183 for my Onager, 142, 66, 41, 171 for my Archers. Axe Warriors 36, 105, 79, 74, 74, and then my Neptune Swordsman 61, 63, and 123. Pikes 197 and 229, and then my Rakeem Palace Guard 126, 180, 194, and 158. JD Williams 197 getting 2,625, most out of everybody, even though he did that delayed attack. But I mean, it paid off, I think, really. So 104 for his Gen, 15 for his Ballista, 102 and 167 for his Chariots. Well done there. 219, 176, and 161 for his Slingers, 126 for the Druidic Nobles. Or Druidic Noodles, my bad. 197, 251, 110, 176, 123, 189, 190, 174, and 127 for the Heroic Nobles. 33 and 85 for the Painted Ones, and then 0 for the Swordman. Austin's Mink 561. Actually, no, he got the most out of everybody. 2,734 kills. 14 for his Gen. 108 for the Balearic Slingers. 98, 117, and 131 for the Syrians. And then Evocati cohort across the board, man. 93, 71, 137, 194, 187, 232, 187, 392. Damn, nice job. 119, 134, 106, 133, 151, 71, and 79. So well done across the board for you, my friend. And then Redman, 2,432 kills, 182 for, I can't even like really attribute the rest of these kills to him because it was the PC, but the AI rather, but what are you gonna do? 182 for his Atlantic Cataphract General, 107, 101, 127, and 96 for the Persian Lights, 152, 151, and 169 for the Royal Peltists. 116, 117 for the Silver Shield Pikes, 35, 182, 118, 129, 178, and 75 for the Silver Shield Swords. So nice, well done. 63 and 58 for the Thorax Swords, and 84 and 192 for, wow, 192, that's pretty good. For the Thurio Spears. So, had Seleucid never quit the game, we would not have won. Okay? But because he quit, and whenever someone who is attacking or defending too, I'm almost positive it happens when it's defending. And I don't know if it happens on other maps as well, but it does seem to always happen on Alexandria. That when someone drops from the game or quits, the AI decides to take their entire army and send it all the way back to the lighthouse as if they're on a sightseeing trip and they've never seen it before. And then they come back to the battle. So because that happened, what that allowed us to do was handle Rome, handle most of Iceni, and then, albeit we scrambled, we legitimately did scramble to handle the rest of Iceni and also Seleucid, the AI controlling Seleucid. But yeah, you shouldn't, don't quit just because you think you're gonna win. You shouldn't just we're gonna win this, I'm gonna quit. I mean, like, you know, it's not detrimental to you. It's not like it's what's a game that will penalize you for quitting early, right? It's not like one of those games. But even still, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that this guy's two teammates were probably annoyed. I think I remember saying too in the chat as we were playing, like, when I knew like we're gonna actually win this, I said like if Seleucid had never quit, like we wouldn't have won. And I think it was either Rome or Iceni said like, yeah, for sure. Like, but what are you gonna do? Oh, well, in any event, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I know I did. And we will catch you in the next one. So with that being said, have a great day, morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are while you're watching. Just have a good one. Peace out, guys.